Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into the sources you share, looking for those really valuable insights.
Taking a closer look.
Exactly. And today, we're looking at, well, a pretty everyday kind of source, an English learning conversation.
Right. This one's from English with Tahmid, featuring two speakers, John and Anna.
And our mission really is to see what we can learn from their chat, about their routines, hobbies, food.
Travel dreams, why they're learning English in the first place. It's amazing what you can glean from these simple topics.
Totally. So let's dive in. Where should we start? Maybe their mornings.
Good idea. So John, he gets up around 7, standard stuff. Shower, breakfast.
What does he have for breakfast?
Toast, eggs, coffee. Then he's off to work. Seems pretty typical.
Okay. Yeah, familiar routine for a lot of people, I guess. What about Anna?
Anna's different. She likes fruit for breakfast, bananas, apples, maybe some tea sometimes.
Fruit and tea. Lighter start.
And crucially, she works from home. She's a graphic designer, so it's straight to the computer for her.
So right away, we see a contrast. Office versus home office.
Exactly. And different energy levels, maybe. John's breakfast feels more substantial, perhaps for a commute or a more physically active job, or maybe just habit.
Could be. Well, Anna's is maybe more suited to settling in at her desk at home.
It just shows how those little details, those morning rituals, can paint a picture of different lifestyles, different rhythms.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so after work, how do they relax? Hobbies, free time.
Well, Anna mentions painting, listening to music, and taking walks in the park.
Those sound quite peaceful, maybe a bit solitary.
Yeah, reflective, maybe. Then there's John. He plays guitar and watches movies.
Oh, movies. Did he mention any specific ones?
He did. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Said it was funny, but also really inspiring.
Walter Mitty. Okay, what's that about again?
It's all about adventure, escaping the everyday grind, chasing dreams. John seemed quite taken with that theme.
Interesting. So maybe his hobby reflects a desire for something more. Adventure, like you said.
Could be. It definitely suggests what he values, perhaps a contrast to his structured routine. Even watching a movie about adventure is a form of experiencing it.
And Anna seemed interested too, right? Asking if it was funny.
Yeah, and John highlighted the inspiring part. It's funny how a quick movie chat can reveal those little connections and insights.
It really is. Okay, let's talk food. Always a good topic. Can John cook?
He says he can manage some basics. Pasta, fried rice, omelets, practical meals.
Okay, survival skills. What about Anna?
Anna's more into baking, cakes, cookies. She prefers that to cooking meals, it seems.
Oh, a baker. Any specialties?
Chocolate cake, she mentioned it specifically, called it rich and sweet.
Sounds good. So one's practical cooking, the other's more creative, maybe indulgent baking?
That's a neat way to put it. John's cooking seems functional, getting food on the table. Anna's baking sounds more like a passion, a creative thing.
Does that tell us something deeper? Practicality versus artistry?
Perhaps. Or just different ways of enjoying food in the process. One about sustenance, the other maybe about sharing or celebration.
Definitely food for thought, no pun intended. All right, moving on from the kitchen. Travel. Big dreams.
Oh, yeah. Anna really wants to travel. Her dream destinations are Japan and Italy.
Wow, Japan and Italy. Culturally rich places. Lots to see and learn there.
Definitely. And John, he's dreaming of Iceland.
Iceland. Mountains, waterfalls. Quite different. More about nature, perhaps.
Seems like it. Big landscapes, natural wonders. But what's interesting is they both kind of agreed that travel is a fantastic way to learn new things.
That's a key connection, isn't it? This desire to experience more, learn more.
Absolutely. It ties back to exploration, whether it's through movies like Walter Mitty or actual travel plans.
Which neatly brings us to why they're learning English. Why have this conversation at all?
Good point. Anna mentioned 2 reasons. One, it makes traveling easier, obviously.
Practical for her Japan and Italy trips.
And 2, it helps her work. She said a lot of design resources are in English.
Okay. So career benefits too. Makes sense for a graphic designer.
Yep. And John's take was a bit broader. He just said learning English opens up loads of opportunities.
A general sense of potential.
Access.
Exactly. Access to information, people, experiences. It's seeing English as a global key.
And importantly, they both seem to get that improvement comes from, well, doing it, practicing.
Which is what they were doing in that conversation. They both mentioned practice being important.
A good reminder for you listening, right? Keep practicing, just like John and Anna.
Absolutely.
So, wrapping this up, we started with a simple chat between John and Anna.
Yeah, just talking about their day, what they like.
But digging in, we found these little glimpses into their different lifestyles, their value structure versus flexibility, practical skills versus creative outlets.
Their dreams of adventure, whether through film or actual travel plans to places like Iceland or Japan, and their shared understanding of why learning English matters to them.
It really shows how much you can learn from these everyday topics, doesn't it? It does. It makes you think about the texture of their lives beyond just the words. Those contrasts and shared points are really revealing.
So, maybe a final thought for you listening. Think about your own daily chats. The small talk about routines, hobbies, what you ate, where you'd love to go. What might those conversations reveal about your priorities, your dreams, if someone were doing a deep dive on you?
Yeah. What story do our everyday conversations tell? Something to ponder.